You're overanalyzing things. Listen, you're looking at who she's watching on her Instagram stories. You're examining how quickly she responds. You're wondering if she's interested in the guy she mentioned. Additionally, you're ignoring the indicators that are in front of you while you're sitting there, driving yourself insane. The indicators that let you know you're not just another choice, it's you occupying her thoughts. Here's what will surprise you, though. Chach. You're going to believe I'm lying when I reveal one of these indications later in the video because it's so unexpected and counterintuitive, but psychology supports it. You'll realize you've been misinterpreting everything once you see it. I'll show you exactly what to watch for. The nuanced actions that give away the truth, and I'm going to reveal the one thing she does that, although 99% of guys mistake it for disinterest, is actually the clearest indication that she is infatuated with you. Stay tuned because what I'm going to tell you at the 7-toot mark will radically change the way you think about female psychology. Let's begin with something that the majority of men totally overlook: how she keeps your relationship safe. And believe me, just this initial indication will cause you to reconsider every conversation you've had. The indicators that most men ignore. When you are the only person in her thoughts, this is what happens. It's not what you think. I assure you, you're concerned about other men. Here's the problem, though. When a lady truly cares about you, she doesn't only think about you when you're around. When you're not around, she thinks about you. And that manifests itself in particular, seemingly strange ways. First, take note of how she protects your time together. She doesn't falter when you make arrangements, unless it is very important. She never reschedules at the last minute. When she does, she suggests a different time right away. She doesn't leave things open-ended. Why? Because spending time with you is important. It's more than just another social duty. She is anticipating it. This is where things get strange, though, and I need you to keep this in mind for later since it relates to the previously mentioned paradoxical indicator. She frequently acts more apprehensive around you than she does around other men, more, not less. Put that idea on hold. We'll revisit it. Second, pay attention to what she tells you. I'm not referring to casual conversations. I'm referring to the things she doesn't discuss online, the ideas she keeps to herself, her dreams, her worries, and the sporadic insights that cross her mind. You won't believe what just transpired when you're the one she texts. That is important. You are the person she has chosen to go through life with. Third, and this is crucial, she recalls every detail, not just your work or birth date. The little things, the childhood anecdote you recounted 3 weeks ago, the dish you claim to dislike, the objective you mentioned in passing. Women are able to recall their priorities. You're engrossed in mental real estate rantry if she's hiding information about your life. I'll warn you now, though, because this is where things get interesting. Everything you've been taught about attraction is at odds with what I'm going to disclose next. She may appear less interested based on how she behaves around you as opposed to everyone else. And that's precisely why the majority of males make mistakes. The contrast that makes everything clear. This is where the truth resides, so pay attention to it. There's a different energy when you're by yourself. When she is with you, she is not the same person as when she is with other people. I'm not saying she's phony, she's more authentic. After all, she has lowered her guard. She's not giving a performance. In contrast to someone who is still in interview mode, she is not attempting to impress you. She will say things to you that she wouldn't say to anybody else. She will be exposed in ways that cause her anxiety. She occasionally catches herself laughing or cracking jokes to ease the stress. So you can see it makes her anxious. That anxiety isn't always a bad thing. That's her concern for your opinion. She is investing in that. Here's the thing now. Most men make mistakes. They believe that if she is engaged, she will always be composed and self-assured. However, genuine interest produces a little electricity and mayhem. She could stammer when speaking. Something that wasn't particularly hilarious could make her laugh too much. And this is something that will astound you. She may even appear to retreat at times. It will take her more time to reply. For a day or two, she will appear aloof. When this occurs, most guys are scared. They believe she is becoming disinterested. They believe she is conversing with someone else. However, what if I told you that this is frequently an indication that she is only considering you? What if she is truly trying to defend herself by pulling back because she is falling too quickly and forcefully? I'll show you this in a minute, so stay with me. You'll never misinterpret a woman once you know why this occurs. Once more, she's not being uncomfortable. She is experiencing a genuine emotion. Then there are the tangible clues. Her body reacts before she speaks. When you speak, she leans in. She finds reasons to spend time with you. She turns her body toward you and touches your arm as she makes a point, but it's not overt. When she looks at you, her pupils enlarge. When you enter a room, her face brightens. I realize that seems like something from a movie, but it's true. The body is truthful. Compare that to her interactions with other men. Kind, amiable, but restrained. There is a wall there that is not there with you. However, this is the portion that will alter everything. The communication style that distinguishes you from being merely an alternative. You should be aware that one of these patterns will sound entirely backwards. Do me a favor before we head there. If you're still with me, please hit the like button because what follows will provide you with total clarity. It may make you uncomfortable, but it's the truth. Let's continue. The unchangeable pattern of communication. Since communication patterns are truthful, this is where you can be confident. She initiates when you're the only person on her mind, not just occasionally. She doesn't always wait for you to initiate contact. She is sending you memes, messaging you strange ideas, and striking up pointless discussions. The secret is that she is reliable. She doesn't suddenly lose interest. It's consistent. She has an engagement. She finds time to connect even when things get hectic. I have to tell you something though, and it will sound crazy. This is the symbol that defies logic. I told you that occasionally she will be utterly silent for days or even a week or two when you are the only person on her mind. Additionally, I can already hear your thoughts. That is incomprehensible. Why would she vanish if I'm the only one? This is the reason. And the majority of people are unaware of this psychology. The act of disappearing, which implies that she is Alan. When a woman begins to experience genuine emotions that she had not anticipated, powerful emotions that frighten her, sometimes in order to defend herself, she will put distance between them. She isn't conversing with other men. She is not becoming disinterested. She's afraid of the amount of mental space you're taking up. Consider it. We become more careful when something truly matters to us. We think too much. To recover control, we retreat. I'm texting him too much. She thinks I'm being overly accessible. What happens if he has different feelings? I must slow down. She then becomes silent. She cares too much. Not because she doesn't care. Here's how you may tell that it's not true disinterest. The energy will be stronger when she returns. She's more comfortable. She is more involved. She seems to have missed you, but won't acknowledge it in response to the quiet. She might even say something like, "Sorry, I've been weird lately," or "I've just been in my head." That's the clue. That's her acknowledging, albeit subtly, that you got into her thoughts and she needed time to comprehend it. Most males goof this up because they get scared when she stops talking. They use two different texts. They pursue. They want explanations. She is pushed away by that. However, you give her that space. If you know what's actually going on, you maintain your self-assurance. You continue to be occupied with your own life. You also greet her with little fanfare when she returns. She becomes aware of your differences at that point. She will know you understand her at that point. At that point, she stops retreating and fully leans in. However, there's more. Another clue is so subtle that most men fail to notice it at all. It also has to do with how she shields your possessions from the outer world, the defense that is invisible to you. This is subtle, but once you see it, you can't take your eyes off of it. She draws boundaries with other people when you are the only one in her mind, small, regular ways rather than overt, dramatic ones. Guys who are obviously interested don't pay her any attention. She gently but forcefully shuts it down. She doesn't hold on to options. She isn't gathering backup plans, and this is crazy. She may even initially conceal you from some individuals. She is protective rather than humiliated. She doesn't want anything that seems unique to be influenced by the opinions of others. You wouldn't anticipate this, would you? You would assume she would be flaunting you if she were sincere. However, she occasionally protects it in the beginning. She maintains it confidential because it is too important to jeopardize along with her pals. When she does discuss you, it's in a different way. This guy I'm speaking to is not you. By name, by specifics, with enthusiasm, you are yourself. She can't stop talking about you, so her pals are aware of you. That inside joke, that statement you made, that location you visited, you are now a part of her tale. Here's the thing, a lady wants her people to like her when she is serious about someone. Instead of focusing on separation, she is considering integration. Beyond all of that, she strives for the connection. Even as she imagines how you fit into her world, she takes action. When there is a misunderstanding, she talks about it. She is concerned about finding a solution since she doesn't feel comfortable losing you. The majority of men overlook this because they are too preoccupied with spotting red signs to notice the green ones. This is the last component, the one that unifies everything and provides you with complete assurance, the reality check, and the last test. This is what you must comprehend. You are not one of many if you routinely encounter these indicators. It's you. However, that's also your response if you're not seeing them. If you're always wondering, apprehensive, or feeling like you're vying for attention, this is the last exam, the one that never tells a lie. Observe the results of pulling back a little. When you're actually occupied with your own life for a few days, not while playing a game, she will notice if you are the only one on her mind. She will make contact. She is going to check in. Because of the hole left by your absence, she will take the initiative. She believes she won't even know you're gone if you're simply an option, and that gives you all the information because this is the harsh reality. When someone genuinely wants you in their life, it's evident by their constant behavior, appearance, and the space they create for you rather than through words. Decoding mixed signals is not necessary. You don't need to persuade them. You are not required to perform or demonstrate your value. All you need to do is focus on the important indicators, the patterns that show the truth, even the seemingly counterintuitive ones. You stop wondering and begin creating something genuine when you see them and realize that you are the only one in her thoughts. Do you recall the counterintuitive sign, the pulling back and the silence that I mentioned earlier? That's frequently the clearest sign that you're devouring it rather than just being in her head. When they witness this, most guys flee, but you now know better. You now have power since you know what's actually going on. We're going to get more into female psychology in the next video, so if this helped you understand things more clearly, please hit the subscribe button and leave a comment with the word clarity. You won't want to miss it.